speaks of this a lot, which is we're not taught how, unless you had an unusual upbringing, we're not taught how to create sacredness in our life. And there's a Buddhist principle, Chogyam Trungpa Rinpoche, my root guru, speaks of this a lot, which is that there's something called sacred outlook. And basically creating sacredness out of everything and having a sacred outlook gives you, no matter what's happening in your life, gives you a major power. And that power is a power that you can utilize to create bigger and bigger and more enjoyable and more significant legacy things, legacy decisions and legacy movements of your lifetime. And so the sacred outlook is no matter what's happening in your life, you see it as sacred. And part of this altar technology is in that no matter what, if you live in a little shoebox, or if you don't have any, you're not buying expensive statues from Bali or, whatever it does, that's not what it is. None of that matters. It's really about sacred, that everything is sacred and everything that's happening to you is sacred. So the challenges and the beautiful moments and the things in between, the transitions are so sacred, and many people are in a lot of transition right now, and transitions are incredibly sacred. Okay, so building a physical altar is one way to do this, but ultimately it's just it's a physical way to learn how to, on a daily basis and a momentary basis, lay your head, bow your head in front of your own destiny. Bow your head in front of the long game of your legacy. What do you want to leave behind? Because a lot of people leave behind a reputation of things that aren't so positive. And some people don't even leave behind that. So Yogi Bhajan was telling the story of this millionaire who made a bunch of money, and he took care of his family and this, that, and the other thing. But when he died, he hadn't made an impact. He hadn't created a legacy with that money and with the kind of way that he lived his life, because he didn't live his life in a sacred way. We know a lot of people like this. This is an allegory that is well known. So, a couple years after he died, nobody's saying the guy's name. Nobody's thinking about the guy. He didn't impact the Earth's magnetic field. That's another way of putting legacy, is that you're making an actual impact in the Earth's magnetic field or the Earth's Akashic records. It's an impact in your own Akashic records, but it's also an impact in the Earth's Akashic records. And in the yogic science, it's known that those who are taking shallow kind of incarnations, who don't live in this sacred way, a lot of what they do or say doesn't even make an impact on their own Akashic records, let alone anyone else's. Like, this idea that everything you say or do, every person you have sex with, everything like that is stored in the Akashic records. Well, Yogi Bhajan said that so much of the sex has been so shallow in the past hundreds of years, in the Piscean age, past thousands of years, that it didn't even record on the Akashic records. Or the life that people were living has been so shallow that it didn't even record on the Akashic records. So that's not the lifetime you're living, because as I said, you've gone 8.4 million lifetimes to get to this Zoom this morning. Welcome. It's been a long journey. So you're ready to create this kind of altar of legacy. So that's your homework today, is I want you to meditate on what that looks like. And we know what it doesn't look like.